Hey Scorpios, how's it going? Welcome to a random reading where we are going to look into, well, I'm not sure yet because I'm shuffling it right in front of you. It could be love, finances, career, that house that you were trying to buy, school, education. Got a few things popping out. We're going to shuffle them right in front of you. You're going to get a real close look at these depictions here. And this is a deck that you are not used to me using. I was previously using the Last Unicorn deck. I have transitioned over to begin the use of the Orion's Animal Tarot deck, which has beautiful minimalistic oriental type images on the front of it, which I really like. And yeah, we're going to get into it. For those of you guys who are new, please know that sometimes I have a random accent that pops out. I do like to incorporate things like biology, psychology, science, and history in my tarot sessions here. So if you're cool with that and you can tolerate that maybe sometimes my children might pop by in the background of a video, then you'll be good to go. I will try my best. If I need to press the pause button on this video and go deal with potty training and stuff like that, then I will absolutely do that and come right back to you. But you probably won't even know that I'm gone if I ever have to do that. All right. Getting into this situation, I want to mention that the first pattern that I see is we have two kings here. And when you have two kings in tarot, according to the man himself, Arthur Edward Waite, when he described the pictorial key to the tarot, which is a book he published in 1910, he gave the instructions on what happens when you have two of the same numbers or two of the same court cards show up in a reading. And in this case, if you have two kings in the upright, it has a specific meaning. And if you have two kings in the reversal, it has its own separate meaning. But you don't have that. You have one in the upright and one in the reversal. So we can kind of merge them together in order to show what the true meaning could be of these two particular kings. Now, when you have them in the upright position, two kings, it would be minor council. By minor council, it means two people who are going to come together and do a little bit of consultations with one another. They're going to talk to each other about a certain thing. And when you have two of them in the reversal, the thing that they talk about is a project that they have. Because two in the reversal is projects. But since you have one in the upright and one in the reversal, it's easy to make a connect the dots here a little bit on the idea that in your reading, there could be some project that you're dealing with and people are about to come together and talk about this project. By the way, just take a moment to look at how beautiful these cards are. Also, let's put them this way, because then the two birds are messengers a lot of the time, especially the crow or the raven. And the energy of flamingos, whatever bird it is, it's about messages a lot of the time, messengers. And so again, even dealing with the kings, you can see how this is a time of communication that will be had. Not only does two kings mean, yes, communication, but the bird images back that up. Okay. The next energy that I see here is the Death card and the Strength card. Because the Death card, these are major arcana cards. The Death card is about somebody who's transforming through this huge cycle that they just had to go through. But the Strength card is the card of having to master the body and the mind, but a lot of it has to do with mastering the carnal body. So there could be a situation where somebody had an issue with mastering their body through one of the 7 deadly sins. I know 7 deadly sins gets a rap as if it is like purely Christian. It was actually the concept was made by a Catholic monk way later than Jesus ever walked the face of this earth, so they say. And those cardinal 7 deadly sins, even if you don't look at it from a Christian perspective and you just look at them for what they are, like functionally, they're pretty important because it's about don't be too lusty. Don't overeat some bad shit. Don't be too greedy with your money. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're not a Christian or a Catholic or a monk, it's a pretty good idea not to do those things. But when the Strength is in the reversal position, somebody has difficulty with that. Somebody could have a habit that needs tackling. A habit like substance use, a habit like addictions, a habit like overeating, and the transformation that it requires to go through that. The reason I'm bringing this up, whatever it is, operating the body, and it doesn't have to be as stigmatic as somebody who has a substance addiction. It could be an addiction to stress in the body, right? Addictions come in many forms, but I'm saying that because the Four of Swords is also here in the reversal, and that is a card that's connected to healing. Healing what? Healing the body. So there are two cards here where we're all of a sudden talking about somebody who's going through something like physically repairing their body, and the kings are here to talk about it. So there might be people coming together to talk about how someone might have to go into some kind of a project of healing, like the kind of projects when somebody needs to go into a rehabilitation facility, or the kind of situation that happens when somebody is going into a building, like into a hospital or into a surgery or into a nursing home. Any of these have to do with like rehabilitation of the healing of the physical body. I also want to mention the Wheel of Fortune is here in the reversal. So it could be that there was a transformation that had to happen that took a turn for the worse before it got better. I also want to mention, I don't like to publicly do death readings, but the death card is here and it's connected to a lot of this healing body. So people could be coming together because somebody passed away. I'm going to be quite frank with that. That's another idea of people having to go into a building to do something because someone's body had gone a certain measure of transition with the death card. I say that because the death card, technically speaking, the Four of Swords is a picture of a mausoleum. On the original Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's a picture of like catacombs. So this is an interesting energy to come up in this one. If somebody hasn't passed away, I would say that somebody needs some healing. Now, what's really interesting about this, though, is the Star card is here. And I'm going to pull an extra reading for this, given that we just stepped into the territory of somebody who had the potential of passing to a different realm. Because the Star card usually means somebody is going to achieve a hope, a wish of some sort. But a star is also connected to the Hermit. And the Hermit is the person who spiritually transitions and uses this little faint light that we are all guided to on the other side as a way to light the way for them. It's a navigation. That's why it's in the shape of a compass, right? Stars are about essentially navigating to your home. So to some degree, if this is somebody who is dealing with health, I think it's a really good omen that this person can get a wish fulfillment, that the project that you're going into or the home that they're going into or the strategy that they're doing is a good one and they can get their wish fulfillment. But if it is somebody who passed on, then this is the kind of thing that tells me they're going home, right? Because they are navigating towards their home at this point. I haven't done a reading like that in a while. Actually, well, I did just have in a private reading, somebody asked me if I could gain a message from a partner of theirs on the other side. I don't do mediumship the way that mediums do. I will read the cards and have my higher self connect to what I need to. If someone ever wants those kind of readings, I do them. But it's far and few between that I end up doing readings because not a lot of people ask for those in a tarot session, but they do every now and then. So all of a sudden when I'm looking at this reading, I'm like, okay, I can see the connections, connect the dots on this one here. There's a lot of energy of somebody who is transitioning one way or the other. They're either going to get healthy from a really poor state or they passed on and they're going to spiritually get healthy and go to their home. I'm going to pull some other cards here because the wish fulfillment and star navigation is really unique in this reading. I'm just going to ask for a little bit more of a story and then maybe I'll ask some more specific questions. Okay. So I'm kind of getting a dual reading out of this. The Five of Swords is here. The Two of Cups is here. The King of Wands is here. The Magician in the reversal. The King of Pentacles is in the upright. and the Two of Wands. Two kings. Again, that's actually 4 kings now. We just got all of the kings, eh? We got the King of Cups, the King of Swords, and now we've got the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Jeez, all 4 kings showed up. And we have 2 twos that have shown up. And the Magician is here. Magician is about the veil of illusion. The veil of the transition again, right? That's what the Magician doesn't just deal with manifestation. He's the one who can see and cut through what is the veil itself. And he can either bring real, true magic and happiness and bring his goal, his goal is travel, transition to what he's navigating to, or he goes into an energy of illusion and trickery. Has a little bit of difficulty. But I want to think for a second here about the fact that all 4 kings have shown up in this reading now. That's wild. And it's wild to me because, again, it's upright in the reversal, which is what we dealt with. So out of the total of the 4 kings that we have, 2 of them are now in the upright. 2 of them are in the reversal. And when 4 kings are present, it means the situation will come out. And when it's all in the upright, it means a situation will come out with great honor. And when it's all in the reversal, 4 kings in the reversal, it means something will happen with great swiftness. If you merge the 2 of them together, because you have 2 in the upright, 2 in the reversal, it means a great honor will be had very quickly. Whether this is healing of the body, or whether this is somebody who's going into a respite home, or whether this is somebody transitioning over to the other side. It's going to be a quicker journey than people realize. And it's going to bring a great sense of honor and therefore peace. And I think that is probably after the difficulty that had with the 5 of Swords, because the 5 of Swords is that period of difficulty. That the period, technically speaking, the 5 of Swords is a battle. It's the battle that's had. Oh my gosh, I really do feel like this is connected to somebody who was physically sick. Their body was healing. This is battles with addiction. This is battles with cancer. This is battles with disease. That's what the battle is. The 5 of Swords is a battle. And usually somebody is left wounded because of this battle and or passed on because of the battle. And I really love seeing that if somebody is going into a home, or if somebody is going into a respite or rehabilitation, or if somebody is passing on, that it is with swiftness and great honor. I want to cry for a second here because that's fucking beautiful. Oh, I gotta catch myself because it's just really overwhelming, and it's a beautiful thing to know that it's swift. And I'm a person who has very little experience with people passing on. I've been very lucky in that direction, or with people who have difficulties of addiction. But if I could ever imagine having to go through something like that, I would hope that it was with great honor and swiftness that they could elevate themselves. Okay, let me pull myself back with my energy here. Oh, the 2 of Wands is the last card for me to think about. And the 2 of Wands is, typically it's called the Crossroads. I cannot with these cards right now. What is with this energy? Because if there's, again, it's that moment where whether you're dealing with things like health, you're at a crossroads and it's either about to get better or it's about to get worse. And according to these cards with wish fulfillment, it's going to get better because the Magician is here to break through the illusion. The 4 kings are here to bring out great honor. And so I can only imagine if the Crossroads are here, it's going to end up being the right thing to do. But with the card of the Crossroads, again, what better tearjerker of a theme to have when you're talking about someone passing over all of a sudden because they're at the crossroads. But if it is, again, this entire reading says they're going to pass through that phase with great swiftness and great honor. And that brings me to the last energy here in this reading, in this extremely blessing reading for me to get to read right now. Like I feel a sense of honor being able to read this if this makes its way to the right person, because I don't know who this reading is for, but this is a heck of a reading. And I'm honored to be able to bring forth this kind of a message. But the fact that there's 2 twos is also really important in this. And, but again, both of these are in the upright and the reversal. When you have, it's so unique. When you have 2 in the upright, it means accord, which means things coming together that were once disharmonized. And when number 2s in tarot are in the reversal, it means mistrust, which is what happens when things are not in harmony with one another. So put them together, and what do you get? You get the accord of a previous situation that caused disharmony. With that wish fulfillment card and the card of great honor and the 5 of Swords, I think that there was a lot of, like, I think disharmony is the right word. I don't think that it's the word distrust that I want to use, or it's the word, I think disharmony is what my intuition is leading to. If there was mistrust, it could have been in the format of suspicion, and the future process is going to allow for the suspicion to quell, separate, and harmony and accord to come through when you've got these 2. Because 2 is the card. 2 is the number of balance. 1 on each side. 1 stick, sword, wand, whatever you want to call it. 2 is the number of balance, right? It's about harmonizing. So the fact that we've got one of them in the reversal, it's usually because there was an imbalance that's merging back together to create harmony. And also, can I just say for a moment here, more messenger symbolism. The birds. Not only is this energy of, I wouldn't put it past you guys if this reading was coming out because somebody wanted to pass this message along. But also for those of you who are gonna unite because of this, that could be an energy here. Family could be coming together to unite because of this. Healing, so multiple people coming together to unite because of the situation. And for those of you who deal with somebody on the other side, I would not doubt if this was a particular message of somebody who is going to unite with somebody on the other side. What a wild reading. I told you, man. When I do these shuffles, that's why I shuffle them right in front of you guys. I don't just lay the cards out and take a photo and just put a still image on here. Because I don't know if this reading is going to be about finances, money, your traveling home, or some loved one passed on, or addiction, or strength, or love or romance. And that's what we have here. It literally has this story coming through of what happens when there is such a struggle. And finally, it's that moment where you get to the other side of it, where you get to that point of great harmony and great honor, even despite the challenges in the battle. Remember, in the end, I just said this yesterday. If you follow me on my Facebook, I post things on there like quotes and stuff. Or if you follow me on Instagram, I just said, courage is not the absence of fear. It is going forward despite that fear. And I think I'm going to leave that off as the final message. Okay, if you guys are ever interested in a private reading, feel free to get a hold of me. In the description below is my information, and in any of the links in my bio. Or if you ever just want to talk, I'm a chatty person, which means, like, I'm not paywalled. You can go on Instagram. You can hit me up in my inbox anytime to chat. Because I'm in a house with 3 kids by myself. I like adult conversation, quite frankly. So I chat with people. So if you're always welcome to join me on Instagram and chat, or comment under any of my pictures and I'll comment back and all that kind of fun stuff. And so I will see you guys wherever I see you. Many blessings to you. And I'm going to go rest a little bit because that made me emotional. So I will talk to you guys later. And ciao for now.